Hi, my dear friends. Welcome to my school. Today, we reveal the secret of how to be mentally strong. Part 1. The moment of weakness. Have you ever felt completely broken? Like the weight of the world is on your shoulders and you're drowning in your own thoughts? What if I told you that the moment you feel like you're weakest is actually the moment you are closest to discovering how strong you can truly be? Let me take you back to a time in my life when I felt utterly defeated. It was a time when everything seemed to be crumbling. I remember lying in bed, staring at the ceiling, thinking, what's the point? Am I just not cut out for this? I had failed in almost everything I had tried: relationships, work, even my personal goals. And yet, despite all the failures, something deep inside me whispered, get up. This is not the end. This is just the beginning. And that moment when I felt like the world had its foot on my neck, was the moment I decided I wasn't going to let it win. That moment was when I realized the most powerful thing I could do was face my pain head on, to stare at it, not run from it, and let it fuel me rather than break me. Quote of the part: sometimes you must face the storm to feel the calm. Part 2. The battle within. The real test wasn't the world around me. It was the battle within. We all have an inner voice, don't we? That little voice in your head that tells you, you can't do this, it's too hard, or just quit, it's easier. That voice was loud, oh so loud. Every time I tried to push myself further, it screamed louder, telling me I wasn't strong enough. But here's the thing: mental strength doesn't come from silencing that voice. It comes from learning to respond to it. Yes, I hear you, but I won't listen to you. I'll keep moving forward anyway. The key to mental strength is not in escaping the doubts, fears, or anxiety that arise. It's in learning how to stand firm despite them. Every time I felt like quitting, I told myself, keep going, even when it feels impossible. That's where strength is built. And believe me, it was hard. But with every struggle, something in me started to change. I could feel my strength growing, not in my muscles, not in my body, but in my mind. Every little victory over that voice was a huge step forward. Quote of the part: the strongest warriors are not those who never fall, but those who rise every time they fall. Part 3. The ultimate test. There will be a moment, a turning point, where you'll be faced with your greatest challenge. It's like when you're running a marathon and you can see the finish line, but feel like your body is about to collapse. Your mind will scream, stop, you're done, you can't go any further. But this is the ultimate test, where everything you've learned, everything you've worked for is on the line. I faced a moment like that, a time where I was tested in ways I couldn't have imagined. The stakes were high, and I had a choice: give in to fear or push through and show up as the person I had worked so hard to become. I chose to push forward. I didn't know how, and I didn't know what the outcome would be, but I knew one thing: I would rather fail trying than live with the regret of never having given my all. And you know what? That moment changed everything. I realized that mental strength isn't about succeeding in every battle. It's about showing up even when it seems impossible. Quote of the part: when you feel like quitting, remember why you started. Part 4. The power of consistency. Here's where the magic happens. Mental strength isn't just built in the big, life-changing moments. It's not just about overcoming major setbacks or facing massive obstacles head-on. No, the real foundation of mental strength is built in the small, seemingly insignificant moments. The quiet, routine choices you make each day when no one is watching. It's about showing up even when you don't want to. It's about deciding every single day to keep going even when your mind is screaming at you to stop. I want to share a time when I was faced with an enormous task and I felt completely overwhelmed. It seemed like no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't make any real progress. I was stuck in this mental fog, unsure of how to push forward. The fear of failure consumed me. I remember vividly thinking, I can't do this. I'm not strong enough to handle this. The pressure was overwhelming, and at that moment, I felt like quitting was the only way out. But then, in the middle of all this fear and doubt, something clicked. I realized that I didn't need to take giant leaps to make progress. I didn't have to turn my entire life around in one night. What I needed was a shift in perspective. Instead of trying to tackle everything at once, I needed to make a simple commitment to myself. I had a promise that I would take one small step forward every day. It wasn't about immediate success or winning every battle in a single day. It was about showing up, no matter how I felt. I began by focusing on small tasks, things that I knew I could control. Whether it was waking up a bit earlier to set the tone for my day, or choosing to eat something healthy instead of giving into unhealthy cravings, or simply taking a few moments to breathe deeply and reset my thoughts, I focused on the consistency of these actions. Each small step was a victory in itself, and I came to understand that it wasn't about doing everything at once, but about showing up every day. One of the hardest parts of this journey was silencing that voice in my head that kept telling me, it's not enough. You're not doing enough. But the truth is, even the tiniest actions, when done consistently, compound into something greater over time. It's like building muscle. You don't see the results instantly, but every small effort adds up, and before you know it, you're stronger than you were before. I learned that mental strength isn't a sudden transformation. It's a gradual process of small, consistent efforts that build on each other. In the beginning, the progress seemed slow. Some days felt like I wasn't making any headway at all. There were moments when I felt discouraged, wondering if my small efforts were even worth it. But then, I would remember the bigger picture. I was laying the foundation for something lasting. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither is mental strength. It's forged through the daily grind, through showing up even when you don't feel like it, and through the commitment to improve, no matter how small the improvement may seem at first. And then, after weeks and months of doing this, I started to see the results. Not just in my physical health or in my productivity, but in my mental state. I became more resilient. My capacity to handle stress increased. I could look at challenges and face them without being paralyzed by fear. I started trusting myself more, knowing that I could handle whatever life threw my way because I had built the mental muscle to take it on. One of the most powerful lessons I learned through all of this is that mental strength isn't about having huge breakthroughs every day. It's about sticking to the plan when it's hard, when it feels like nothing's changing, and when you're tired. It's about building habits, no matter how small, and making them a part of your everyday life. The secret to becoming mentally strong is not some miraculous transformation. It's the everyday commitment to being better than you were yesterday. Over time, I realized that it's not the huge victories that make a person strong. It's the little daily victories that matter most. The decision to get out of bed when you want to stay under the covers. The choice to focus on your goals instead of being distracted by temporary pleasures. The willingness to take a moment to breathe when your emotions are running wild and not letting them control you. These are the moments where mental strength is forged. And here's the most incredible part. As you keep going, those small steps stop feeling so small. They become a natural part of who you are. You won't even have to think twice about them anymore. The process will have molded you into someone with unshakable mental strength. You'll find yourself standing tall in situations that used to knock you down. And you'll look back and realize that all of those small, consistent efforts were what made you strong. Quote of the part, strength is the sum of small efforts, repeated day in and day out. So, here's the key takeaway. Mental strength isn't built in a moment of dramatic change or sudden enlightenment. It's built in the quiet, consistent actions you take day after day. It's in the small decisions that add up over time. It's in the discipline to show up, no matter what, and the patience to trust the process. So start small, stay consistent, and remember, every step you take is a step toward becoming the strongest version of yourself. Part 5, the transformation. And just like that, it clicked. The fog cleared. The hard days, the painful moments, the self-doubt, they didn't vanish, but they no longer controlled me. I had transformed into someone who could stand tall in the face of adversity. Someone who understood that real strength isn't about avoiding pain or hardship. It's about using them to fuel your growth. I'm not invincible. I'm not perfect, but I'm mentally strong. And if I can do it, so can you. Remember, mental strength isn't something you're born with. It's something you build. Every time you push past a fear, every time you rise after falling, you're strengthening your mind. It's a muscle that gets stronger the more you use it. Quote of the part, mental strength is not about avoiding the storm. It's about learning how to dance in the rain. So, how do you become mentally strong? It's simple. Face your fears, challenge your inner doubts, show up every day, and keep pushing, even when it's hard. Because strength is built in the struggle, and every day is an opportunity to grow. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.